If you've ever looked at your cruise itinerary and thought, what on earth is a tender? Well, don't worry. Today I'm breaking it down for you. Today I'm taking you tendering, which sounds dramatic, but really it just means the ship can't park and we have to hop onto a smaller boat. It's simple. It's interesting, and honestly, it can be a lot of fun. Hey everybody, it's Kirk and Tori. We're here in Gustavia, St. Bart's. It's actually a little small French island, but today's topic is how we're going to use the tender to get to this beautiful island. After cruising full time since 2022, I've tendered more times than I can count, including a few that felt like a theme park ride I didn't sign up for. Let's make sure you're ready. So come with me and I'll show you exactly what it's like. Tendering is simply using smaller boats, tenders, or water shuttles to get you from your cruise ship to shore when the ship can't dock. Sometimes the port is too small, too shallow, or too busy. Sometimes the destination is literally a cliff. Hello, Santorini. So instead of docking, the ship anchors offshore and you hop onto one of these little boats. It's like a water Uber, except you don't have to tip the driver. On some cruises, tender boats are packed shoulder to shoulder. But on Explora Journeys, sometimes it's just you and Kirk. You're not even going to believe this, but Kirk and I are on our own tender boat. Look at this. Nobody here. Me, Kirk. And the rest of the people here are crew. It's crazy. See outside? There's Kirk again. It's crazy, eh, Kirk? Have you ever had a tender boat to yourself?
I guess that's why it's called the orange limousine.
This was our ride. And no, we didn't book a private excursion. No, this wasn't staged. This is just what happens sometimes on Explora Journey. You get a whole boat to yourselves by accident. Now, seeing as I just mentioned Explora, I would like you to watch one of our playlists about Explora Journeys. I'll link it in the description below for you. They do tendering right, but they do everything right. You'll see. Now, let's get back to tendering. Here's the play-by-play of how the tender process works. Number 1, get yourself a tender ticket. Every cruise line handles this differently. Some hand out numbered cards, others have you join a virtual queue. Suite guests, top loyalty tiers, and ship excursions usually get priority. Number 2, you wait. This could be 10 minutes, it could be 90 minutes. It really depends on how many tenders are running and how many people want to get off the ship. Number 3, you board. So crew will help you step across the gap. Some lines require passengers to demonstrate that they can step across safely, and most don't allow scooters or motorized wheelchairs. Number 4, you ride to shore. A tender ride is usually 5 to 15 minutes. On calm days, it's gorgeous. On rough days, well, let's just say I've seen people get seasick before the boat even left the ship. So sit in the middle if you can and avoid the splash zone by the door. It's pretty rocky, so we'll just see if we get there in one piece.
Whoa, it's really rocky today.
Yeah, no stabilizer. Number 5, you come back with patience. So please keep in mind that everyone always seems to want to return at the exact same time. The wait can be long, and yes, sometimes tenders get delayed or even canceled for safety. Weather rules all. Boarding looks more intimidating than it is. There's a small step, the crew supports you, and you're in. It's not scary. It's more like stepping onto a water taxi with extremely attentive staff who don't want to watch you slip, ever. Once you sit, the tender gently rocks, and that's the moment when people decide whether they're team motion sickness or a team adventure. If you have mobility concerns, just talk to the crew. They're excellent at assisting passengers. The ride. Tender rides, like I said, are usually short, 5, 10, 15 minutes. On calm water, it's gorgeous. This is the good stuff. Peaceful, quiet, and you get this amazing view back at the ship. And sometimes you get a little bounce. Nothing wild, just enough to remind you that you are on the ocean. Tendering does have some surprisingly great perks. So number 1, the view of the ship is unbeatable. You get to see the whole thing from sea level. It's stunning. Number 2, sometimes the ride feels incredibly short. Number 3, generally from boarding to the ride itself, it's all very calm and orderly. It feels more like a scenic transfer than a process. And yes, the random private tender moments don't hurt either. Just keep in mind that there are only so many tenders in operation, so the worst part of tendering can be the lineups and the waiting. And as I had said already, for example, that it never fails that everyone wants to return to the ship at the exact same time, probably to get back in time for lunch, or back in time before the ship is scheduled to leave for the next port. We've been in some pretty long lineups with a variety of cruise lines, so I would highly suggest that you bring some water and even an umbrella for shade, as you could stand there for a long time. We're in Nanotalic, and the line to come back is really long. It goes all the way down. You can't even see the tender how far it is. And then it just keeps on going all the way around. There's hundreds of people in this line. So let's review a few tips that would make your tendering experience a little better. Number 1, don't be afraid to accept help or when walking onto or off of the tender. It's likely that the tender is rocking, so grab the rails or take somebody's hand if it's out and offered to you. Please don't be one of those people who lose their balance otherwise and fall into someone else. We've seen that happen, and it isn't pretty. Number 2, sit toward the middle of the tender boat, especially if the water looks bouncy. Number 3, keep in mind that the crew will want to pack the tender boat as full to the capacity as it will allow. So please note that you will be sitting leg to leg and knee to knee with other people. Don't put your bag on a seat next to you. It's rude, and the bag will end up on your lap anyway. Number 4, keep your phone and all of that secure in your pocket. You want both of your hands free. Bring water with you. Bring some spending money. Download a Google map before you get to where the tender is dropping you off. And number 5, always check the last tender time. That's not optional. If you miss the tender boat, you will miss the ship. So that's tendering. Simple, quick, and actually a really cool little part of a cruise experience. If you've never done it before, don't stress out about it. If you're curious, now you've seen it. And if you're sailing Explora, you might even get your own boat. Now, do you have a tender ride story to share? I would love to hear about it in the comments below. If I hear a lot of them, I will add one of my own that you'll probably not believe that happened to me. But first, you have to tell your story. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.